Hello everyone, Pallytime here. Welcome back to Heroes of the Storm. In today's video, we are going to be playing as Zagara. She is from the Warcraft universe. She is classified as a range specialist. This is her Desert Queen skin. I really do love the second skin tint on this particular skin. Zagara excels, at expelling minions. See, I brought it back from her body, basically summoning in Hydralisks, shooting out banelings, and calling down roaches from the sky. Really, really fun character. I do enjoy her playstyle, although I don't play her often. We have a pretty good build today, I think. I'm going to focus on dealing siege damage in the early game, and then as we progress into the mid and late game, we're going to focus on team fight kill potential. Hopefully it goes pretty well.
The swarm endures.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we find ourselves on Blackheart's Bay today. Zagara is one of those characters that has a built-in mount where she just like starts flapping her wings really fast, but we can actually use the magic carpet with her as well. And it doesn't look half bad, even though she's kind of hanging off the edges a little bit. Don't worry about that. We're gonna be picking up Demolitionist at level 1. Basic attacks against structures, destroy 1 ammo, and deal an additional 10% damage. Oh, well damn. What are we well damning? What are we well damning? The friendly team. Zagara, Zeratul, Diablo, Vala, Stitches. The enemy team, the Lost Vikings, Illidan, Vala, Tassadar, and Stitches. They have a pretty scary team. I agree with Vala. But we can manage just fine. What I'm doing right now is spreading my creep down in the bottom lane. This is our trait. It's going to allow me to, I believe, move a little bit faster. You and your summons move 20% faster on creep and restore 1.8 health a second. And these are going to last a little while, not super long. We are going to focus on pushing the crap out of this lane in the early game. If Illidan's not careful, we'll just straight up kill him. We summoned a ton of minions in the early game, and he really can't mitigate that damage this early on. So our goal is just to apply absolute pressure here. Force him back. We're not going to use our Mutalisks on this. We're going to use our Mutalisks on Illidan himself. We are basically using our amazing ability to duel at level 1 to pressure him out of every single scenario. And because I laid down the creep tumor in the fog there, we actually had vision of everything Illidan was doing, which is how my Hydralisk, my hunter killer, continued to pursue its target. So we planned ahead a little bit and it paid off. My Q ability is the Baneling Barrage. It's going to allow me to pump some Banelings out of my motherly body and send them in the direction I choose. They will travel in a straight line. When they hit a target, they will explode, dealing some damage. Stitches coming in. We're not that worried. Let's just drop some roaches. And again, we're going to zone Stitches with the hunter killer as well. Those Hydralisks in the early game are so hard to deal with. That's our W ability. They do single target damage. They last for 8 seconds, and they will pursue people down to the ends of the earth in order to deal that damage. Basically, every time we can summon one of these bad boys in, we need to be summoning one of these bad boys in. The enemy team trying to come in for the kill in the bottom lane. 3-man gank down here, but I'm going to back out just fine. And I'm just going to lay the creep so I can regenerate on it. Make sure I always have creep nearby, and we're just going to try to outlast them. My E ability is Infested Drop. What that allows me to do is summon in some roaches. They do an initial damage with their impact, and then it spawns some roaches and they chase after people. I do believe Stitches is right down here. Let's scout with the Banelings. Oh, that game sense. Here comes the grab too. You ready? Here comes the grab. I don't know why he's gonna grab me. Let's just walk up to him. Where you going? All right. I like having vision in the fog of war, so we're going to keep on working on that. Again, laying down creep to progress through the lane with me. It looks like someone destroyed this creep up here. Looks like the enemy Tassadar may have overextended a little bit. I'm going to head up here and try to help the hunter killer going out on Illidan, as well as the impact from the roaches. I do miss the impact just a little bit, but now Stitches is trying to stay. We're going to hit him with the Baneling Barrage and kite backwards. We may actually die here from Illidan because I'm out of abilities, but Zeratul coming in is going to force them away. Illidan with no health. If we had any semblance of of map awareness, we would have killed these guys. We had 2 people in the middle lane just farming creep, or just farming minions. It's a little frustrating. But hey, it looks like they're coming in. Maybe they'll clean it up. Maybe they won't. That hungering arrow is going to be going out on the enemy Tassadar, forcing him back. I do think he'll get away, though. Unless Stitches can land a good grab here. Or Vala can go in with that increased range on the multi-shot, which is exactly what she just did. Okay, I'm going to try to turn in these coins. I do not want to have a lot of focus on me down in the bottom lane. So I'm going to get these coins off of my character so I can focus on pushing. Typically, what you want to do in the early game is either go with someone that can support you or sit in a solo lane, and you want to be able to push that lane into the tower as fast as possible using your banelings, using your hydralisk to zone out enemy combatants. You want to own the crap out of that lane because you can then use your demolitionist level 1 talent that we picked up to just completely pressure down towers in the early game. Unfortunately, the enemy team has kind of prevented me from doing that, so we haven't had much luck in that regard. Illidan did come in and steal one of those coins. We're just going to lay down some creep over here so we can have control of him. We're going to dodge the psionic storm of Tassadar, and they're basically going to zone me out of here, and there's not too much I can do about it. My level 4 talent was Envenom Spines. Basically, I deal more damage when I right-click on someone, and then it'll also continue to do a small amount of damage over time. Nothing too big of a deal. But considering how good our attack range is, it's actually a very good talent for Zagara. I'm going to make sure my creep tumors stay intact. You can see they're actually ganging up on me in the bottom lane. If this was any other type of scenario where I was left alone or left against one person, I would be able to like already kill the fort with the talent setup that we have right now. At level 7, I picked up Rapid Incubation. This is going to allow me to stand still and channel for a short amount of time. And while I'm channeling, I'm going to be regenerating a ton of health. There is a team fight going on up here. Let us head up, try to help. Let's just send in the banelings. Those are going to AoE several members of the enemy team down. I'm going to lay some creep back here so I have something to fall back to. Stitches is going to land the grab, but we are also going to land the grab on the enemy Vala. The Hunter Killer goes out on Vala, and that's going to take her down, and we are now pushing back the enemy team. I'm going to take a quick second to use my Rapid Incubation. You can just see how much that heals me, and I'm going to continue to reinforce everywhere we go with creep because it does give me not only vision, but a measurable advantage on health regen as well. All right, we get the first bombardment of the game. I have 1 coin, which I am totally fine having. If we go ahead and take a look at the stats, those are the stats. I still find it funny whenever I do that. Okay, this is the situation we want to be in. We are pushing into the towers. Finally, finally, finally. It took a long time, but we're finally doing it. We're going to be picking up Devouring Maw at level 10. I told you we were going to focus on siege damage in the early game. Well, the early game is now gone, and I'm just now doing it. Now we're going to start to focus on our team fight utility, and we're doing that with the Devouring Maw. This is going to be a skill shot ultimate that I can cast on enemy heroes to suck them underground and basically make them pay for their sins. A lot of coins dropped here. Let's come in with the Baneling Barrage. Let's catch him in a Maw as well, shall we? What do you think of that, Illidan? Go ahead and drop the roaches in. I'm going to try to heal. Illidan got away? Are you serious? Dodge, 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 dodge. Okay, Illidan did die. All of those coins are now on the ground. I'm sticking to the creep as I try to escape, and we are going to be regenning health while that happens. Good, 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 good. Okay, going to reinforce my creep waves down here in the bottom lane. Coming back up to assist with these coin turn-ins. I cannot commit to this too much, but I can send in these Hunter Killers and have them do a little bit of damage, those Hydralisks. The friendly team is being pushed out of here. I'm going to send some Banelings in this direction, and we'll try to focus down this Viking here that is all by his lonesome. Lay some creep down in the smoke so we can get vision there, and we are going to try to focus down. I believe this is Olaf. Illidan coming in with his ultimate, though, is going to push me back in the other direction. Will we get any help at all from Zeratul? It does not look like we're going to. So I'm going to use my Rapid Incubation. I'm going to try to stay alive for as long as I can. Zeratul needs to get out of here. Having 13 coins in an area that you know the enemy team is coming in to contest is not a good idea. I'm not mad that he did not help me in that fight because he did have so many coins, and it's important to keep those safe. Once I respawn, I will be heading back down to the bottom lane. Let me just say for the record, I played a ton of Zagara when she first came out. I believe I got her to level 9. And then there was a reset during the alpha where everyone went back down to level 1 accounts or level 1 heroes, basically. And I have not played her a lot since then. I think she's level 6 or something. She's not very high. Although, at a time, she was one of my favorite characters in the whole game, right when she was first released. She was also bugged right when she was first released as well. Her rapid incubation didn't have a cooldown. So I was honestly playing her a lot because of that. You could basically full heal in the middle of a team fight. Like just non-stop channel heals on yourself. And it was actually ridiculously overpowered. Let's send in the banelings to scout. Does not look like they're turning in right now. I'm going to focus on pushing the bottom lane. But before we do that, I need to get vision around me. Even if a team fight happens right now, my main focus is going to be pushing. At level 13, we are going to be picking up the Mutalisk. Our Hydralisk are going to be changed into Mutalisks. They're going to be able to fly around the map. It basically increases their attack range. So that means I should be able to summon them in here and they won't take any damage from these towers. I'm going to run these towers out of ammunition so our minion wave will last longer and then start hitting everything with the Baneling Barrage. Looks like the majority of the team up in the middle lane, so I'm going to be pretty safe to push this down. We do have vision of Illidan as well, so the main guy that's going to counter me is not here, and we're going to start to push into the enemy's defenses here in the bottom lane. Finally. All right, let's run this tower out of ammunition. We should be able to take this down very quickly. The Hydralisk coming out to assist me in this. We're going to use our Baneling Barrage on the minion wave, and it looks like the friendly team's starting to lose the altercation up in the top lane. The enemy team may be going for a boss right now, which is actually fine with me. I don't mind if they do that at all. We're going to summon in another Hydralisk. I spawned in these roaches to tank the keep for me. We do not have vision on anyone on the enemy team, so this is a little risky. But with this Demolitionist talent, we are completely running this fort out of XP or out of ammunition. It is not going to be able to keep up with our onslaught of damage. And we are going to get a decent amount of XP for the team. Here comes the gank that we were eagerly awaiting. The Hydralisks are out. The roaches are going to come out behind us. There we go. That initial impact hitting Stitches as well. And we're just going to retreat back to our sippy cup and get full health. The enemy team did get a bombardment. I'm going to come in from this angle to try to help our team out. We do have that Maw ready to go just in case we need it. Looks like Illidan once again a little bit too deep. Here goes a Maw on the back line. We are going to catch 4 members of the enemy team. The roach is being called down. The Baneling's being sent out. And that is going to be a pentakill. Oh my goodness, oh my damn. Oh my goodness, I'm going ham. Now where was I down in the bottom lane? I was pushing myself a tower, and I'm going to keep doing that. We are going to take this fort down, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to set out to do what I wanted to before I was so rudely interrupted. Let's send some hearts out to Zeratul, who noticed how good that Maw was. That was a 10 out of 10 Maw right there, ladies and gentlemen. And we are going to continue to push. The enemy team now respawning. You better believe they're going to have some beef to settle with me down here. So I'm just going to get as much vision as I can with our creep, and we're going to start to take this camp as well. At this level range, we are going to go with Brood expansion, excuse me. It's going to allow us to hold 2 charges of our Mutalisks. So basically, when you use these Mutalisks, you don't want to put them next to enemies like I did right here. You want to have a little bit of leeway because they do have a really, really long-range auto attack. And their auto attacks bounce, so they're going to be helping you cleave lanes down. Now that this lane has been pretty much taken care of, I guess I'm going to stay down here just to... I'm coming in, just to clear up this camp. But other than that, I think I'm going to focus on a different lane now. I don't want to overextend. Like, it was nice that we did the damage, but I don't want to go too ham here. Gonna go ahead and use rapid incubation. Diablo is peeling for me. 1 charge of the Hunter Killer coming out on Illidan, followed by another charge. And we're just gonna keep baiting away from him. He is taking damage from our Mutalisk right now, and he is gonna be taken down. All it took was a little bit of kiting and a lot of help from the Diablo. All right, let's go ahead. We'll recall here after we get a little bit more vision. Thank you, Diablo. And we will get full health. I'm going to head up to the top lane, start pushing that down. Here we go. Come on. Dude, my adrenaline is pumping after that Maw. That was one of the best Maws I've ever landed in my entire life. And I got it recorded. It's good. Feels good. All right. So top lane is actually a lot safer to push. The enemy team really has never any reason ever to bother you. Because, I mean, why do they need to go up there? They don't need to go up there. Let's go ahead and kill this Archon, shall we? We'll get both of our stacks of Hunter Killer on this guy, if I can get in range. And that's going to be a lot of coins for Vala to turn in. 3 members of the enemy team are dead. Let's go ahead and throw out another Maw on the Vikings. The Roaches and the Banelings in pursuit, and we are going to kill all of those little guys. I'm sorry, little buddies. I'm sorry, little buddies. And with that, I am going to head up to the top lane. I only have 1 coin, so I don't feel like it's too important for me to turn that in. We are going to get some vision on the way up, though. I want vision on both sides of the walkway here. And then we're going to move up here and push this lane. Fantastic, fantastic. We're going to be able to push this pretty much into the tier 2 structures. Again, they don't really have much of a reason to come up here. The only thing in the top lane is bruisers and then the boss, obviously, which is right above me here. So we should be able to push this pretty hard without too much of a contest. Unless they're still mad at me for all these moss, which they might be. We're going to be laying down our creep in all the bushes to get all the vision. Everyone on the enemy team is alive, so I do need to be careful, but we do see Tassadar in the middle of the map, and it looks like his team is following him down there. So we might be okay, but again, we don't have a ton of vision here. I'm going to need a little bit more warning than just this 1 creep right here. So let's drop 1 here as well. And then I might go for this camp really fast. We'll back up and spawn in the Hydralisks, both charges of them. And then focus this down really, really fast. The enemy team down in the bottom lane, so we are good to push this with the mercenary camp once we gather it. Fantastic, fantastic. Let's lay a creep tumor down, just get my health regening a little bit. I don't want to use any more stacks of my Hunter Killer because I'm going to need those to run away. I will, however, use my rapid incubation, get back up to full health, and push this down quickly. We lost sight of the enemy team. We see Illidan down here by this coin camp, so I'm still feeling okay pushing. We see Stitches as well, and the enemy team does get the bottom mercenary, so I'm going to run these 2 towers out of ammunition, make sure this mercenary camp stays alive as long as possible, drop roaches on the other side of the wall, and send in the banelings, and we're going to start to push through their bottom structures. This demolitionist talent is so good on Zagara if you're going for this particular type of play style, if you're going for the split push style of play. Now, if you are going pure split push, which I'm committing a little bit too much to this right now, let's come in and see if we can land a good maul. Melee Zeratul is going to take down the enemy Vala. Now let's focus all of our attention on the Stitches with the double Hunter Killers being sent out on him. He cannot outrun those guys. They are going to continue to chase him to the end of the earth. Another maul coming out on the Vikings that just want to stay clumped up, and the Banelings being sent out to deal their damage as well, and we get another mega kill. Now the Vikings, they kind of count, not really. Alright, this tower's out of ammunition. I'm going to spawn in some roaches to help me break this down. 1 stack of Hunter Killer followed by another stack of Hunter Killer, and now this fort is out of ammunition as well as the friendly team 4 levels ahead because of all this XP we've been generating. Look at this XP generation. We are going to be taking out the enemy team any moment now. We should push for the win, honestly. There's no reason not to. I'm going to lay down some creep. Try to get myself regenning just a little bit. We don't have a lot of space to move here, but hopefully our tanks are going to zone for us. They are doing just that. I'm going to go ahead and use rapid incubation, try to keep me in this fight a little bit longer. The Banelings coming out, the Hydralisk doing their damage, and more importantly, melee Zeratul is sticking to this tower like glue. Is he going to be able to take it down? No, he's not. The friendly team backing up just a little too much. We should definitely re-engage and just kill the core. Please re-engage and kill the core. Vala going in with their auto attack damage is going to secure the win. Guys, if you're ever in a situation like that, your team needs to 100% commit to ending the game right then. If you're kind of wishy-washy like we were right there, that's how the enemy team gains ground. That's how they come back and win. But it worked out in our particular instance here. So that's Zagara. I played really well that game, I feel like. I played really well. I'm not upset about that at all. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.